The Shutdown, Part 3. This is unschool, time disjointed, marked by clicking next to move yet another training session. Break, walk around the block. More training. Now it is the interruptions that are the relief. Google Meet with a teacher pal, emails from parents, a photobomb from a fifth grader, connections. The weekend, and I don't know if this happened with everybody else, but especially after the teaching part, days kind of just mushed together. So this is called The Weekend. Saturday morning, the Christmas cactus stretches its arms up to sunlight through the bay window. Cars up Lexington Avenue, a whispering whoosh. Better for the writers searching for words. The weekend, yes, but not really. The days flow together in semi-confinement. No families piling out of their Subarus and Ford Escapes for a day at the zoo. No kite flyers in the park, nor games at the athletic fields. Weekend edition on the radio, the only clue. Thank you. So one of the things we started doing was, said, well, we can't just stay cooped up, and cautiously we started taking little walks around the neighborhood. Walks. Our vacation. A daily walk around the block, down to the lake, not much by athletic standards, but enough for us. The chatter of birds, cardinals, chickadee, sparrows, finch, a lone grackle, the check mark of geese flying to the lake up north. Child on a scooter, his own lone race course down the old walk bridge in Como Park. Wary but friendly smile from a jogger. A woman from the other side of the block, man with an Irish setter. The soft squish of our shoes, the puddles reflecting March gray, all just enough to take a break, our tiny vacation in place. Grocery shopping. Heading down to Cub, takes major planning. Double check the list. Can we get something here instead of another trip to TJ's or the corner store or the co-op? Make sure the hand wipes are in the car. Plan a route for maximum efficiency and minimum encounters. 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, please. The size of a grave. Waiting for folks to clear the space in front of canned tuna and crushed tomatoes. The shopping goddess blesses us. The butcher's just opening a new shipment of catfish. The aisle stalker, hands full, a new case of toilet paper. Such are the joys of shopping these days. Thank you. And the aisle stalker comes up in this next one, called TP. Oh. And my editor wasn't too thrilled about the last stanza, but one of the readers of the book said, "Oh, I really liked it a lot." So I'll throw it out here for you to judge or not. TP, investing these days, choose paper product futures with a high percentage on toilet paper and Kleenex. No problem finding produce, meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. Bubbly water aisle still has big bottles and 6-packs, but turn the cart into that last aisle, and the land of plenty vanishes. Shelves skeletal, missing their guts, rolls and rolls of paper, baggies, even paper plates, all gone away. Signs admonish us, only 1 4-pack per cart. Lucky us. A shelf surgeon fighting the endless battle to keep shelf guts in place has just opened a case. No matter, it is not the cushy stuff the blue bears on TV wax romantic about. It is pure and simple butt wipe. What you might find in porta potties or locker rooms. But who's to complain? Just imagine what this pack would bring on the street front brown market. There we go. I did it. Labyrinth. I'll do a couple more here. The lake path is getting too crowded. A different route then, under the Lexington Bridge and cross country uphill to the dry pond, veer to the right, then left towards the pedestrian bridge. Here, a vantage point overlooking the pavilion, the lake, away from path traffic, in fact, all traffic. A place of respite, the global harmony labyrinth. We walk the path tracing back on itself. It demands quiet and focus, thinking nothing at all except the fall of footsteps, the hairpin turns, step by step, weaving back and forth a mental warp and weft. No matter and no wonder, when we are done, we just sit, breathe, let the experience soak deep, deep before returning to the spinning world and traffic. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Well, I have to read this one because how many of you during the pandemic did virtual poetry readings or read in a virtual? Yeah. Okay. So, virtual poetry reading. This is a true story. Of course, because I am the host, the computer will not work. Cursing and sweating, thank God it's the mic leaving me mute and fuming, I scribble a sign, hold it up to the camera. Going to get another computer, go ahead. And so they do. While I find a backdoor way to load Zoom, set it up, log in, only 10 minutes late to my reading. I cover with a welcome the first reader, like a story tease before opening credits, except this isn't NCIS, it is real people with real words, no hitches on their part. In the split screen, I see all their faces, how they react to each other's verse, how they grasp the subtle humor with a nod, a smile. And then it's not so bad, not a disaster. A learning, yes, on many levels, which computer to avoid. Mid-program ad-libbing, appreciating what is there, voices, faces, words with meaning. In this month of poetry, virtual in place, but not in spirit.
Oh, nice.
And before I get to spaghetti, there was a story in the Pioneer Press today about how frontline healthcare workers are getting super depressed because now people are blaming them for having to mask up, for having to vaccinate, and they're getting threats. I mean, geez. And so this is from another true story news item. News item, it's called. News item. Doctor on the front lines, saving lives takes her own. Why? The answer is speculation, but I think on target. She has worked for weeks and weeks, no end in sight, but sees hope if all people stay home, flatten the curve. Then the president pops his mouth, magical thinking masked as truth. His legions take to the streets, governors open beaches, businesses, when they have no evidence, lacking science as well as human compassion. So this doctor, this hero, seen the tide turn against her calling, in anguish imagines hundreds and thousands more put at risk, thousands of body bags stacked in makeshift mortuaries, no exit, except the door she chooses. Why why isn't the president, and why aren't his lackeys, and why aren't the cowering governors charged as accessories to suicide, or more accurately, co-conspirators to murder? So we'll end with spaghetti. The Zen of Spaghetti Sauce. All right. The Zen of Spaghetti Sauce. Dreary Sunday after virtual church, no walk today. The perfect time for Perella family red sauce. Sugo, with our adaptations, of course. Start by roasting a rack of ribs, rub with salt, pepper, herbs. Next, mix ground beef, bulk Italian sausage, an egg, Judy's breadcrumbs. Mash and mix, mold into meatballs on a baking sheet, ready to go when the ribs come out. Then chop, mince garlic, carrots, peppers. Sure, you could use a Cuisinart, but speed is not the point. Details. Slice the onion into thin crescents. Puree Roma tomatoes. Get out the big Dutch oven. Not that one, the tall 8-quart one. Add oil. Saute garlic, onions, carrots, and peppers. Have you forgotten about the coronavirus yet? No? Then you are not properly engaged. Focus. Add pureed tomatoes. Add canned tomatoes, tomato paste, herbs. More herbs, a little red wine, or in this case, the ever-ready sangria. Stir, taste, more salt, pepper, simmer. In the meantime, make phone calls, have a virtual happy hour, check sauce, stir, hang out some more, add ribs and meatballs, more phone calls, more stirring until rib meat falls off the bone. Sneak a meatball. Cook the pasta, plate it up in shallow bowls, a rolling prairie hill of noodles, a rib or two on the side, generous ladle of sauce, meatballs at the summit, Parmesan, the crowning touch. Place the bowl on a TV tray, napkins, silverware. Open a bottle of Italian red, pour into jam jar glasses. Sip to make sure it's okay. Twist and roll that first forkful. Do you miss press conferences, the nightly news? Are you thinking about being shut in, getting sick? If yes, you are not in the Zen space. Focus. Have another meatball.